Hello. So we're going to talk about project today. So with this project, we'll design a business-focused chatbot using Box. Okay, we'll research topic, collect knowledge, design professional-looking bot, test it, trying to improve it, and apply it to real-world problem. Okay. So the goal is not just build a one, but build a smart, helpful, and professional-looking assistant, AI assistant. Okay, so phase one, trying to align with the project guideline posted so that you can follow, those pages along. So phase one, step one, choose your domain. So the first thing we need to do is just select your domain, right? You need to choose one because you don't want to make it too broad, for example, right? Not just business, but what kind of business, what kind of domain. But you want to read a little bit deeper than going too much, make yourself too broad. Okay. So, for example, my favorite is a startup, a small startup T-shirt business. Okay, or selling books door to door. That's something I have done before. Or sports analytics, or college financial planning. Those kind of domain that you need to start. So for that domain, okay, assuming you have the domain now selected, need to research so that we can gather all those knowledge and put it in the mapping. Okay, this is more logical at the same time physical because you need to have understanding of what kind of knowledge you need. At the same time, you need to put it into um, box by uploading and sometimes you may just type it up or you just type it up yourself from your ideas. So it could be a different way to enter your knowledge into Box. So you need to ask those questions like what are the key knowledge area in this field? What problems the professional face? What skills I need to become expert? So like I said, I'm going to use my favorite topic, which is uh, t-shirt, a small or startup t-shirt business. Okay. So for those kind of business, I think any business, you need to have a pricing knowledge, branding, marketing, production, those kind of knowledge must be identified, right? So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build those knowledge and put it into map. So knowledge here, it says knowledge map is more like a trying to connect them, like a design, from design to cost to price, uh, price to marketing, and marketing to sales. It's more of networking rather than just link. Okay, knowledge gap analysis. So while you are gathering your knowledge, you're still trying to find any deficiencies or any key questions, terms you may be missing. Okay, so probably better you want to create some kind of glossary of those terms because if you give us some terms that people don't know or are not familiar with, it's not going to go well. So you want to have those terms clearly defined. For example, in small business, uh, profit margin, target market, branding, those you want to be uh, you want to define it. Something like a break-even point. That's another term in small or any kind of business use a lot. So this is actually steps to collect those knowledge. So we need to gather at least 5 to 10 strong sources. Could be articles, could be papers, could be magazine, or from different sources. So they should be very credible resources so that we can upload to the Box knowledge bank. Okay, so you can upload the file, you can upload to the link, you can upload copy and paste, so you can update your knowledge into Box. Okay, so once you get all those knowledge and put it into knowledge bank, then we still have to ask questions. Okay, you have a bunch of knowledge, you have a bunch of ideas, put it into knowledge bank, but you need to organize, the key questions there uh, so that you can put those content in the right order. Okay, so you need to ask questions like, what are the most important ideas? What skills does a professional need in this field? For example, in t-shirt business, uh, so who is the t-shirts for? Uh, so who are the target market? We know it's going to be college students, but is it different type of target you want to put it into in terms of target market, and why would they buy it? So you need to ask those questions so that your bot can answer wisely and properly. Okay. So again, contents like a cost structure and pricing strategy uh, must be analyzed and organized so that your bot can explain those things. So once you get organized in all those knowledge, then it's time to physically creating your bot in Box. So first thing we need to do is to give a professional name to your bot. Okay. So I may name my bot as like a startup t-shirt business coach or expertise, or whatever you think is necessary. Okay. So typically, I think they name it something coach, something advisor, something consultant, things like that can be a name. Prompt, system prompt. So anytime you start your bot, then bot will greet you, and even first question after first question, bot will try to explain what she does. So that's what here system prompt will do. So kind of setting communications, you need to set the communication style. So who the bot is, what expertise she's in, how it should be communicated in terms of professional level or beginner level. And so you can think of this as a writing the job description for your bot. Okay. Then we need to develop a persona. Okay, persona is more like a personality, right? Some sort of character. Okay, so you need to give us some character to your bot as an advisor, analyst, or coach, so that it can keep a consistent tone. If it's my case, like a t-shirt coach, then should be focused on particular, you know, particular content with a particular tone. So should focus on cost control or realistic growth because it's a professional coach, right? It should not promise any, instant success, but you want to keep it very professional. So I think it's consistency is the key here. So you want to make sure your bot will give you a consistent coach rather than just to be too random or too too abrupt. You go. Okay, now testing phase. So to test your bot, we need to ask about 20 different questions. So some questions could be basic knowledge question, other question can be application or complex questions later on so that your bot can prove, its a validity and reliability. So questions like a simple one, what is the target market? So that bot can answer. Then other questions like give us some specific investment amount. I have like $500. I have actually put it $500, but our sales are very low. So what are the solutions? Those kind of analyzing or complex question you may ask. Then evaluate the performance, and you need to check the accuracy of the answer from the bot. Okay, uh, and also are they detailed enough, or the answers are stay within the domain. Okay, you don't want to be too broad or a different scope than what you propose in your domain in the first place, right? So test it, then you try to improve it if there's a problems or you want to modify here and there. So this is the phase. Then we want to make sure other people use it, okay, before you submit, okay, so that we can confirm a little bit more than just doing yourself. So we need to have at least two classmates test your bot. So they ask their own questions, and you need to document those steps and their feedback. Afterwards, we're going to develop some situation, more realistic situation, okay, for your domain. So in my case, again, t-shirts business scenarios like a college, say college club wants a custom shirts with a small budget. So have a very little budget, but we want to customize shirts. Okay, so that you can proceed with those scenario and ask more questions uh, for that particular one or other situation that you need to develop. At least three or five. Okay, so you need to record those feedback. And here's example: startup losing money. Just I think I just mentioned that previously. My business is losing money even though I invested whatever amount, and our marketing campaign is failing, and sports team needing better engagement because we don't have enough number of fans. Those kind of scenario you need to develop and make a documentation. So, so assuming you have done that all steps, and in terms of submissions, so of course the Boodle Box link must be submitted, and Word documents describing your bot based on the description in the guideline, then also documentation of testing and improvement by yourself and your peers, and about 3 to 5 different scenario you come up with to test your bot. That's a scenario application must be documented as well as reflection on strengths and weaknesses of your bot. Okay, you kind of give your own thought on what are the strengths and weaknesses. It's more of a reflection statement. Okay, so it doesn't have to be too long, just simple statement for the reflection. Okay, one more item, in terms of grading. So different categories in grading rubric, so domain research, knowledge integration, and bot design, persona, functionality. That's the second group. Testing, optimization, peer feedback, then practical application documentation and reflection, as mentioned in the guideline. All right, so if you have any questions, let me know.